There's a few Lions stragglers out there still, but why not? You're going to soak up the moment, I reckon, as the Brisbane Lions celebrate a massive 50-point win over Collingwood. Two questions for Robert Walls and Stephen Silvani. How does the Lions rate compared to the Hawthorn team, which is regarded as a great team in the modern era with 5 premierships in 9 years? And secondly, can they make it 4 in a row?
Well, I think 3 premierships in a row. Hawthorn never accomplished that. Outstanding team, Hawthorn, but what the Lions did today, 3 premierships, I think that rate's higher than the
5 in 9.
Than 5 in 9.
I agree with Steve. I think that 3 in a row, look, last time it happened, I was a kid, that's how long ago it was. And rules have changed. You've got salary caps, you've got drafts. It's harder now to stay at the top for any length of time, and they're the best that I've ever seen.
Can they make it 4? Collingwood is the only team that's ever done it back in the late 20s.
Well, they've got to start favourites for next year, Steve, and I think they can make it 4.
Well, they went into this game with a number of players under injury clouds, and also they had the Scott boys out of this team. And I totally agree with you, Rob. I think they'll be favourites next year, but geez, it'll be a huge achievement if they go forward.
They probably won't lose many. Maybe Ashcroft and White might think about giving it away.
Well, we're saying Ashcroft and White. I think Marcus might retire. I think Darryl White, who's there taking the congratulations, I think Darryl will continue to play on. I think Alistair Lynch will continue to play on, even though he's 35 years of age. Why wouldn't you when you kicked near 80 goals for the season and was in the top 5 players on the ground?
And a word about Simon Black, 39 disposals, 16 kicks, 23 handballs.
Sensational. I believe he got under Collingwood's guard today. We all know what the type of player he is, but to perform like he did today in a grand final, that is a sign of a very, very good player.
And there's the scene in the Brisbane rooms, celebrating yet another premiership. Unfortunately for the Magpies, so the second year running, they have finished up in 2nd position, but they have got a great team and plenty to look forward to in 2004. So that wraps up season 2003. Coming up next is News and Sports Tonight. A big thank you to all those who have supported us this season, particularly David White and Michael Woodson from 10 Sport, also everyone at AFL Films, led by David Barham. A huge thanks also to the crew and all the commentators who've been involved in Ten's coverage over season 2003. We'll do it all again next year, and 2003 has again been the year of the Lion. It has been a beautiful day for Brisbane. Good night.
The heart is a blue, shoots up through the stony ground. There's no room, no space to rent in this town. You're out of luck, and the reason that you had to care, the traffic is stuck, and you're not moving anywhere. You thought you'd found a friend to take you out of this place, someone you can lend a hand in return for grace. It's a beautiful day to let it get away. It's a beautiful day. Touch me, take me to that other place. Teach me. I know I'm not a hopeless case.
The AFL Grand Final 2003 brought to you by Carlton, brewed since 1864. And our telecast sponsors, Carlton Draft, draft beer at its best. Harvey Norman, Ford Falcon, can't get enough of this. Telstra's out of the box offers. BT Financial Group and Bunnings Warehouse. Lowest prices are just the beginning.
A lovely drop of rain.
Peacekeeping mission is...
The coroner's finding...
One of sport. Middle of the city has sparked an environmental emergency on the River Torrens.
This is a special grand final edition of 10 News and Sports Tonight.
The last Saturday in September, there's nothing quite like it. For the fans, for the game, for the last team standing.
Good evening, I'm Natasha Belling. Also making news tonight, Qantas grounds 2 jumbo jets after finding a crack in the fuselage, and wild winds fuel a factory inferno. But first tonight, all the emotion and excitement of the AFL Grand Final. Matthew White's at the MCG and he joins us now. Matthew, a triple treat for the Brisbane Lions.
Well, that's right, Natasha. It was a history-making day here, with the Brisbane Lions becoming the first team in more than 45 years to win 3 straight premierships. Again, Collingwood leaves the MCG empty-handed. Grand Final Day 2003 started under threatening skies, but nothing could dampen the enthusiasm of the Lions and Magpies supporters.
It began with a mad scramble for the best spot to cheer their teams towards Grand Final glory.
Now running! Now running! Now running! Slow down, please!
But the faithful had already shown so much patience. Not only did the respective teams mirror last year's premiership, but the weather was just as ugly. When the rain hit the G mid-morning, the first battle lines between fans were drawn.
It wouldn't be footy if it wasn't pouring rain. And
I'm freezing cold, actually. I'm from Cairns.
2,000 people were warm and dry at the traditional Grand Final breakfast. The Prime Minister, a notable absentee this year, missing the action to attend his daughter's wedding. With so much at stake, Collingwood seeking its 15th premiership, the Lions hunting a place in history with 3 in a row, supporters were leaving nothing to chance. The Black and White Army maintained its pre-match rituals.
We are black, we are white, we are bloody dynamite.
Superstitions also running deep in the Lions camp.
Well, I wear the same things that I wore last year, all the same clothes.
Along with the thousands who came to the MCG to watch the 2 combatants, the game was beamed to 170 million homes in 72 countries. It was a time for well-beaters to shine during the traditional motorcade.
It's my first grand final, so I'm looking forward to it. It's huge. I'm really excited.
And to recognise courage as the crowd cheered Bali bombing survivor Jason McCartney.
The emotion of the passion of people and the love of footy in Melbourne, and yeah, look, it's going to be great.
Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda.
No other team arouses passion quite like Collingwood. The daughters from other teams love to hate them. Today at least, it seems many fans from other Victorian clubs are putting aside their traditional rivalries and are backing the black and white.
Martine Griffiths, 10 News.
And now to the game itself, a game the Lions controlled from the outset. Now, the last team to three-peat was Melbourne in 1955, 56 and 57. This is how Brisbane staked its claim for AFL immortality.
Heartbroken but defiant, Anthony Rocker arrived minus his gear with some well wishes and a thought of what if. Around him, buckets of water calmed black and white nerves, while water filled buckets outside. The rain welcomed the cup, the sunshine greeted the gladiators on the game's biggest stage. Nigel Lappin was there, Jonathan Brown almost wasn't. Poleaxed by Scott Burns in the opening stanza. The big forward winded and left proppy. His partner in crime, Lynch, had the game's first with a minute on the board. Woden down the other end was equal to the task with a sent shot special.
Is it enough? Magpie goal!
But the experienced line midfield took control. Ackermanis stood tall.
And he's done it!
So too sharpshooter McRae.
Into the goal square. McRae won't miss this time!
And when Walker finally won a ruck